what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. So guys, we're past October, we're in the middle of November. It's not quite winter, but fall is sort of, turning the corner into winter. So I missed the boat on the 10 fall scents, but I'm a little early for winter. So I'm just gonna make this list 10 cool weather scents that you can enjoy this fall and winter season, just to make it simple, okay? So before we jump into this list video, if it's your first time here, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the Instagram page. That's where you can see photos of fragrances from my collection, news and updates on the channel, such as when the next video is going to drop, and it's a way to contact me. If you're interested in purchasing fragrances or fragrance-related items that you've seen on my channel or on my Instagram page directly from me, from my collection, check out the link to my Mercari page. It's in the description below on every video. There you can see things that are rare, discontinued, or fragrances in general, things that you may have heard about from my channel. If you have anything that you don't see that you're looking for, then make sure to just hit me up. Maybe I do have it and I just don't have it listed, but that's always there for you guys. Again, that's how I purchase fragrances, to sort of recycle old ones, push them out and bring new ones into the fray so I can make new videos for you guys too. And again, I'm trying to make an effort to make sure I get more content out more consistently. I know I took a little bit of a hiatus there for a little bit, but anyway, without wasting any more time, let's check out these 10 cool weather fragrances for this fall and winter season. Okay, the first fragrance on this list, actually something I talked about most recently. Got to thank JR Fragrances for this recommendation. If you're looking for a fresher fragrance that also works well in the cool weather, you like things like Aqua de Jo, but you're looking for something a little bit more woody and spicy, check out this $30 and under fragrance. It is Signature by Kenneth Cole, and I've almost blown through this bottle. I haven't had it that long. It's like a woodier, spicier version of Aqua de Jo. That's how the best way I could describe it. It's inexpensive, it smells great, it's easy to wear, mass appealing, a great signature scent, but it's a little bit different. It's like an Aqua de Jo with a touch of some woods and spice. It's not like a Profumo. Again, I made that distinction clear. That's on a whole other level. Love that fragrance. That is way better than this, but this is still really good for like a $25 fragrance that you can get at any rack store or on like a fragrance net or something like that. Check it out. Great for work. It smells so good. Again, if this became discontinued, I wouldn't be shocked if prices for it shot up. All right, the second fragrance on this list, this is a beast mode, virtually niche style fragrance from the house of Christian Dior. This is Dior Sauvage Elixir. I absolutely love this fragrance. I got this 60 ml, I think maybe a year and a half ago. You can sort of see where it's at, like right there. It lasts so long and it's such a beast mode scent, cuts through the cold. However, I have worn the hell out of this in the summer too. So I think it works in either season. It's literally universal. It smells fantastic. Night out, you want to wear something, stunner style fragrance. It's got a hint of old school in there too. In the beginning, before I even bought this, a lot of people had told me, oh, this is a lot like Drakkar Noir. I don't get it. I think this is light years ahead of Drakkar Noir in terms of how complex it is, but I get there's a little bit of a throwback in there too. It's nothing like the Sauvage EDT, which I also really enjoy, but this one, it stands out, it cuts through the cold, and it lasts forever on clothing. It's a great signature scent if you just want something that you want one scent for the whole year, you could probably do this, but if you definitely want something that'll crush the winter, this is it. It's awesome. It's a little bit of sweetness, but it's rich. I love it. It's so good. I can't, it's like hard to describe. I can't like put into words because I think it was the first of its kind really. So it's hard for me to compare it to anything else aside from maybe Creed Aventus Absolute. They're similar. So if you know what that smells like, you'll love this, but this is a lot less money. Okay, fragrance number 3. I had mentioned Creed before. This is Creed's Royal Oud. This stuff, when I got a sample of this initially, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I thought, it's okay. It just seems like kind of like a slight woodsy, more so vanilla heavy fragrance. But I decided to buy the bottle anyway. I don't even really know why, because usually I don't buy things I say I don't like unless somebody really is encouraging me to do so. But I decided to do it, and I'm really happy I did, because when you can spray bigger sprays of it instead of the slight spritz, you really get that amazing opening. Again, I always say the best part about Creeds is the opening. It really just smells like a bundle of wood, cinnamon sticks. It's dry. There's not really a heavy or weird style oud in there, maybe in the background, but it's just a really strong woody scent, and it smells fantastic, but it also lasts a ridiculous amount of time on me. So performance-wise, it's no slouch at all. A little bit on the higher end side. Maybe you save it for a holiday party. I've worn it pretty much everywhere. And I put it, use the, I have about, what do you think, about half of that bottle left. I've worn it to work, but I usually like to wear it out to dinner in the cool weather, or fall, or early December, or when I am at a holiday party or something like that. It's such a classy fragrance, and it's one of my favorite creeds. So definitely check this one out for the cool weather. Okay, fragrance number 4. This is a newer one I haven't really talked about yet. This is the newest release of the Club de Nuit Intense Man line. This is the Extreme edition, or Extreme. So I've always said that I don't necessarily love the House of Armaf, but the Club de Nuit Intense Man line has always been like a really good, inexpensive Aventus clone, and this sort of takes it way further. Like, I've never had a batch of Aventus that smells as rich or almost, this almost has a rubbery tinge to it, so don't overspray it. But in the cool weather, I think this really, really, really is smoky, and it's nice, and it pairs really well with the oil that they have too. I like that. I like body line products to layer it. It's pretty good. I still will say I prefer the eau de toilette or eau de parfum just overall in general, but this is nice if you really want something strong and you distinct for the cool weather, because its heaviness, it's got that, that strong push in the end and the dry down, where it will maintain that really, really smoky, sort of woodsy Club de Nuit / Aventus DNA-esque, but with that Middle Eastern twist on it. Okay, up next, fragrance number 5. For those of you that love the classic aromatic fougere Azzaro Pour Homme, they have Azzaro Pour Homme Intense. This is an eau de parfum. This one is just like the original, except with, in my opinion, an added hint of soapy cinnamon. So the cinnamon, I think, really sort of brings it into the fall category, cooler winter category. I think changing leaves. This one, it's got a distinct smell. Some people have told me, oh, it's all cinnamon. For me, I get the original Azzaro Pour Homme with like a brush sprinkling of that woodsy cinnamon on top of it, and I think it's actually pretty cool. It's not that much more intense, really. It does last a while on clothing. On skin, it's okay, but I think it fits in the fall or cooler weather fragrance category if you're looking for something different, but you love that classic style feel that Azzaro Pour Homme offers, but you want sort of a fall twist on it. This is a great choice. I do think it is discontinued, but you can still get it. I would definitely purchase at least one bottle. I got this tester off FragranceNet, no cap, but and it actually has the ingredient or note listing on the back there too. So pretty cool. And in fact, I remember a while back, Max 40 told me that there is an Azzaro Pour Homme Intense Eau de Toilette that was released in the 90s briefly, and that one's really hard to find and much more money than this, but this is an awesome addition for like a fall scent if you like aromatic fougères like Azzaro Pour Homme. All right, guys, halfway through the list, fragrance number 6. This one is really cool. This is Deep Forest by Bogner. Bogner is a German or Austrian or Swedish one. I think it's German high-end skiing, sporting goods, winter extreme sports brand, right? But they did make fragrances. There was one before this, but Deep Forest is the one that I have. And I always like to take this one when I go up to the mountains and go skiing, or just up there in general. The cold, frosty pine smell that it has, and it dries down to like a woodsy, really mossy, really sort of reminds me of the original Calvin Klein, or Calvin Klein for men, but it's just an even greener take on it too. So great for cool weather. It's got this like almost brisk, minty green pine opening, and then a really mossy dry down. Deep Forest is an amazing name for it, and I associate it with the cool weather because it has that like icy, sort of like cool, refreshing opening that, not necessarily refreshing like citrus, but like brisk opening. If I know I'm not describing a scent word, but you know what I mean. It's really cool. Harder to find, a little bit more expensive, compared to things like Rive Gauche, and I think more so Calvin Klein for men, or Calvin Original for men. So if you have that, or you're looking for something like that that's less money, you might be able to find a good deal on this. I've seen these, around the $70 to $100 range for a bottle, depending on who you're buying it from. Okay, guys, I think this is fragrance number 7. This is going to be a little bit more budget-friendly fragrance, and to me, it's a more rugged, rougher version of Tom Ford's Oud Wood, but by a house that does great work with fragrances in the Icon line. This is Dunhill Icon Absolute. I love this stuff. Performance-wise, it is not the longest lasting scent, but neither is Oud Wood, you know? So maybe that DNA, that profile, and things adjacent to it like this are just not gonna be beast mode, but it does last for me on clothing. So spray it on your clothes and you'll be fine. Performance aside, you know, who cares? It's all about the scent. This stuff, it's just got this really woodsy smell, masculine, classy, just smells like a really nice office room. I love this stuff. Out of the Icon line, this is 100% my favorite one. There's the original, there's Elite, and then there's this one. This one to me stands out the most. And I don't know if it's still being made, but I know that they're everywhere. So I would say buy them while you can. They're awesome and they just smell so good. So if you love that Tom Ford Oud Wood DNA, but maybe it's too smooth, maybe you consider that one unisex. I think it's a guy's scent, but this one is definitively more masculine than that, I think, because I don't know, it could just be the ingredients are a little bit lower quality, so it comes off as rough, or could be the way they wanted to make it their own. That's probably what I would imagine, but it smells so good, so woodsy, so rich, and definitely awesome for the cool weather, and a sick bottle. Everyone knows I love black and gold, so I can't recommend this one enough. Okay, up next, fragrance number 8. We got a real stunner here for the cool weather. I distinctly remember a scent memory with this fragrance that I wore it on New Year's Eve a couple of years back, and my girlfriend, now fiance, had told me this is my favorite. But then again, she says that all the time, so I got to take that with a grain of salt. However, if you love leather, you're gonna love Fendi Uomo. This stuff is super classy, one of the best leather scents out there. But if you are a fan of maybe that Dior Homme sort of iris scent, but you're thinking, God, that stuff sucks, because it does, this is the way to go. If you can find a bottle of it, I have several of them. I actually have one for sale on my Mercari page. It is not cheap, but it's well worth it. It smells so good. And talk about a classy night out in the cooler weather. This is distinctly that fragrance. It smells so good. There's a iris in there, but the leather mixture too. It doesn't come across as too makeup-y or your grandmother's purse inside when you're digging in there for a piece of gum and it just smells like that suede makeup. You don't get that at all. It's unbelievable. I sprayed some on a tester strip here. I liked it since the moment I had it. I got the aftershave. I even had a deodorant spray at one point in time, and it also lasts. So if you're looking for a mid-November classy scent, this is a great option if you can get it. That's Fendi Uomo, the original. I think it's a 1989 production. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. All right, fragrance number 9. Sticking with that leather theme, this is 1980 Jules, or Yule, by Christian Dior. This is the vintage version. Got to thank my guy Anuj at Enchant for hooking me up with this bottle. I wanted to try the vintage version, and I've been wearing it, and it's got that built-in sprayer, and it's a beast mode scent. It smells so good. However, the 2016 relaunch is equally as good. In fact, they kind of go in different directions. That one is funkier, greener. This one is more on the leather. This one is actually more subtle, smoother, I think, which is usually the opposite. Usually the relaunch, they'll like sort of round out, or the 80s ones are more like in your face. I think that's the opposite. The relaunch is rougher, greener, and got a little bit more of a funk. This has that, but in the end, it's a smooth, just, masculine leather scent from the 80s. If you're not wearing a gold chain, you're not wearing jewels. I got one on there. Not as many as I used to, but still have it. But yeah, Jules by Christian Dior, unbelievable, great for this time of year. Just absolute stunner. Finally, guys, this list was in no particular order. I don't want to say I saved the best for last, but I have been on a Ralph Lauren kick recently, not only when it comes to clothing, but going back to the OG fragrance right here. Here it is, Ralph Lauren Polo for Men. This is a tester bottle. I believe this is a 2014 batch. I'm almost at the end of my Cosmere version, which is also a tester. No, actually, I think it has a cap. This one does not have a cap, you can see, but it's got that longer sprayer. So it is still an older formula, but it's still luxury products. So it doesn't have the high content of oak moss. But honestly, I'm having a harder time. Aside from the opening, it's still fantastic. It's harder to tell the difference. That's why I did go for the older batch, did go for the tester bottle. That rumor that testers are always a little stronger. Probably not true. In fact, I don't think it is either. But the scent, right? For cool weather, fall, winter, it's really, you think back when this came out, nobody gave a shit about what time of the year it was. They just wore it, right? And I still think you can do that. But, those of us that are into fragrances, that some things can be a little bit much in certain, weather conditions, especially fragrances like this in the heat. But if you love pine, moss, woods, and tobacco. That combination, that country club, that Ralph Lauren polo, you know, your khakis, you want something to wear with this daily for work, you know, a daytime you're out. Like I love this scent. I can't praise it enough. It is so good. I'm so happy. I will never not have this in my collection. I had at one point the whole body line. I need another aftershave splash. I still have some balm. I still have some shampoo. The deodorant they still make. I have one body spray left, but I need another aftershave splash. I only have a little bit of that left. And this one, it lasts forever. The performance is beast mode. It's so classy, and it's just a timeless fragrance. I absolutely love it. This one will go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. Okay, guys, that was my list of 10 cool weather fragrances that you can rock out in the fall and winter this year in 2025, and obviously winter going into 2026. Let me know in the comments section, which fragrances would you choose? Do you like the list that I created? Would you swap one out for another? Please let me know. You always know I appreciate all the interaction. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out the Instagram page, and definitely check out the Mercari page if you're looking to pick anything up that you've seen me talk about here on the channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.